So it's Jersey Shore Friday recap. I got my notes from last night's episode and I'm ready to go. So here we go. So Jersey Shore, March 17th, um, season 3 episode before the finale. So it starts off with Sam and Ron, and they're fighting as they usually are, and it's continuous from previous episode. At the end when they start fighting. So I don't think, were they back together? Like, I didn't think they were back together for them to be fighting this hard about this situation, but they are, and they were, and Ron was actually yelling at Sam, no, no, like, it actually seemed scary the way he was yelling. So he asked Ron, like, would you, like, be mad if a girl came looking for me and she said that she would kill her? Which goes a little double standard on what she's doing, but I guess not, because she does say that she didn't tell this guy to come. After that, Ron questions if he actually loves Sam. He doesn't actually know, but in reality, we know he actually does. So then it's Dina's last day at the shore store. That's base. I don't. Yeah. They go to the shore store and they work. Boss tells Dina she's like the laziest person of the year, laziest worker, which I can I can believe. Um, then Snooki and Vinny go out to eat, which is kind of cute. Like, Vinny's like, I'll pay for it, and they just go out for like supper. They have burgers or whatever, and it's a cute little fun time, fun time, fun time. Um, but she's still upset that he won't hook up with her because she really is developing feelings for him. So then at work the next day, Vinny gets his ears pierced. And they do it at the shore store, which is really weird. Like, I thought maybe they would go to like a ear piercing place. No, did it at the shore store. Yep. So, like, Polly was joking. He's like, Vinny thinks he's the man now. Vinny thinks he's the man now because he was walking around with like a swag and all this stuff, and it was funny. Then they go to the club that night, and Vinny encounters Danielle. If you all remember who Danielle is, Danielle, the stalker who stalked Polly. So he meets that, and then she like sees Polly, and she's like, ah, and she like goes up to talk to him, and she wants to go, and like this friend comes up to Polly, she's like, Danielle wants to go to your house, and Danielle's like, let's leave, and Polly's like, no, like, stalker. Um, but Ron and Sam didn't go to the club; they stayed home, and Sam said it was the best night they had or something. Okay, and so then Aztec, the club they were at, is apparently full of grenades. And there's like really old people there, like 40s girls dancing, having a good time with their friends and all that. And Vinny and Polly are like, And then, as Polly calls it, the atomic bomb, which is just this large lady, comes over and wants to like, let's dance. And Polly like freaks out. He's like, no. And he like tries to like climb over furniture to get away from her. So then they go home, and Vinny's really drunk. And Vinny had brought home two girls, one for Polly, one for him, but they were apparently both grenades. So one of the girls' brother shows up, and Vinny's like, are you here to take them home? And he's like, no, I'm just here to see if they want to come home an hour in the morning. And so then Vinny's like, oh, like, Polly's like, why don't you take this girl, and then you can pick that girl up later. Because he didn't want to do it with his girl, and so then, like, jerk, jerk. So then Vinny's just like, both of you leave. So they both left. And so then Vinny kids with Snooki, and he's like, come on, Snooki. He starts to drag her away like they're going to go hook up. And she gets pissed because, like, Snooki doesn't want to be someone's second choice. And obviously what has happening right now is showing that Vinny is kind of treating her like his second choice. But really, that's not how he feels about her. So Vinny's basically being a douche. Just a big douche. And then Sam and Vinny have a rap battle where Vinny brings up that Sammy's a sneaky little bitch and that he's being a douche that night. Yeah. So then this next day, it's Mike's final day at the surf store now, and he actually goes to sleep on the job, and he gets fired. He's like, oh man, oops. And then Ron's mom calls the house, and Dean answers, and it's Connie, Ron's mom, and she's talking about how Ron and Sam, their problems and all this stuff. And so Dina just gives it to JWoww, and JWoww's like, okay, well, blah, 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 talking to Connie, and she's like, ah. So he's like, Mike, come here. And then Mike tells Connie about Sam texting Arvin. So then when Ron comes home, Ron and Sam, Connie calls again, and Dina tells Sam that what Mike said, and she is really pissed off, and she's like, can't believe Mike did that. So then Ron and everyone except Sam, they go outside, and Mike is sticking up for Ron. He's like, that girl, blah, blah, blah. He's talking about Sammy texting that guy, and he's like, it was wrong, blah, 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 blah. So then Sam and Mike fight, because Sam's like, this is not any of your business, blah, blah, blah. So then Mike decides to call Arvin, calls up Arvin, and he lets Ron talk to him, and he's like, did you ever hook up with Sam? And Arvin's like, no. He's like, have you ever made out with Sam? And he's like, yes. And then Ron's like, you liar. He runs outside, and the last thing that happens is he's calling Sam a liar. So there's obviously going to be a big fight at the start of next week's episode, which is the finale, so everyone tune in. If you missed this episode and you want to watch this episode, you can always go to Much Music. No, not Much Music. MTV.com to watch it. It was a good episode. I thought it was good. Next week is the finale, so that one's going to be even better. So, that's all I have to say about this episode. I will see you all next Friday. Bye.